Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It is a sports-inspired day, and when we talk about inspiration, well, I'm tapping into one of my sources right here. Joining us today to celebrate the world of sports is South African legend, Olympic silver medalist, and the visionary CEO and founder of Endurocad, Elana Meyer. Can we get another round of applause? Because there are going to be a lot of applause today, so you might as well get it warmed up. It's going to be that kind of a show. From a family farm near Albertinia in the Western Cape, she soared to fame at just 13 years old by winning her debut road race, and her journey intertwined with the likes of Zola Budd, a British South African runner, and her dedications led her to the 1992 Summer Olympics while pursuing a BCom at Stellenbosch University. She represents what could be for so many athletes, and today Elana shares her remarkable story as a long-distance runner and her post-triumph endeavors. Elana, your intros are getting longer and longer and longer as you add more and more accolades. So good to have you. How are you?
Absolutely great. You know, it's so nice to be here. Thanks a lot. Just returned from Budapest, you know, and just been there indulging in athletics, you know, which was fantastic.
It was amazing.
Unfortunately, our South African team didn't do as well, but, you know, absolute fantastic performances, so well supported by the locals. Yeah, great experience.
I don't want to say our South Africans didn't do well. The rest of the field just upped their game just a little bit as well. You know, when we were talking about the losing times with Wade, looking at the winning times, you're like, okay, so they had to work hard to beat him. So we get that. It must be wonderful for you to immerse yourself in athletics now when you think of where it started for you. What is it about running? What is that thing? Were you always, just as a little girl, running up and down? Was it always in your blood? Was it a moment that introduced you to this incredible world? Where did it begin for you?
Yeah, I think interestingly enough, sort of my first love was gymnastics.
Oh, really?
You know, as a little one, I watched Nadia Comaneci. And, you know, like at that stage, you know, that like million girls around the world, you know, just wanted to be a gymnast. But coming from Albertinia, you know, I think, you know, that was just never an option.
Yeah, so horses around other than the real horses, yeah.
So my gymnastics peaked in the lounge doing flick-flacks over the furniture. But then, you know, when they announced at our school there's a fun run, I started running and like just fell in love with running the very first moment. You know, I think I loved the freedom, you know, the fact that I could choose where to run, how far I want to run, how fast. Yeah, and I think just really fell in love. And still today, you know, a day that starts with a run is always better than a day without it.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm getting goosebumps for like the ninth time today. But I've never thought of it as that choice that you decide where you're going to run, you decide how far you're going to run, you decide how fast you're going to run. You just decided to do it faster than most other people could. When you get your Springbok colours, when you start playing in that space and representing your country, how does that land? How did you process that at a very young age?
Yeah, so I think it was for me, you know, it was a dream from the very beginning that, you know, maybe one day when I'm a big girl, I can become a Springbok athlete. You know, and it took some years. You know, I, you know, started running in the era of Zola. And, you know, so even though I was pretty good, you know, Zola was just like really world class. So, you know, it took many years to sort of get to the top, to get my Springbok colours.
Many miles as well.
And many miles. But it certainly was, you know, it was a great reward. I think putting on green and gold, you know, was very special that first time, you know, and every single time after that. Yeah, so definitely a special.
Take us back to when you see visuals like this. I was joking, saying you've probably forgotten more highlights of your career than people, than most of us, that reporters must know more details of your life than you do at this stage because you've achieved so much. But there are those moments, running at the Olympics, winning an Olympic medal. So much of your life is gatewayed through this one moment, this one race, ultimately. How do you cope with that kind of mental pressure, and what was that moment like?
Sure, yeah, I think, you know, 92 was incredible. It was special because, you know, like I couldn't go to 84 Olympics where I qualified, couldn't go to 88. You know, so walking onto the Olympic track in 92 was special. It was, you know, it was also, you know, a lot of pressure, a lot of expectations. So a mixed bag of emotions, but certainly, a moment that I'll never forget. I think it, arriving in Barcelona, it was hot and humid, and, I was really hungry for the opportunity to compete against the best athletes in the world.
And you took it. You took that opportunity. I know you are the CEO and founder of the South African Endurance Academy, Endurocad. Just very quickly, how can the greater diaspora and this network within athletics and school sports and all of these areas of development, how can we connect with you to continue that kind of work?
Yeah, so, we've got a website, Endurocad, on Facebook, on all the socials. Our main program at the moment is, it's a high school athletics bursary program where we give youngsters the opportunity, to get a proper education, be coached by world-class athletes, world-class coaches. Zola's on board as a coach, Alroy Dixon,
Wow.
And really get the opportunity to develop as an athlete, but also, get a high school education.
Completely. I think it's the social development, it's the development as a person around the sport in question, as represented by Laureus, as represented by this little family you guys have created. I do feel the weight of responsibility that you do bear, and thank you for letting that play out as a service to the rest of South Africa's athletics fraternity, but moreover, just to all of us. To all of us who've been able to grow up watching you do these amazing things. Thank you so much. I don't think the goosebumps are going to go away today. I'm just going to have to resign myself to the fact it's going to be one of those kind of shows. I love the fact that sport has the power to unify us. It's something that connects all of us. But yes, we do need those South African superstars to step up, deliver, but continue to feed that legacy. And that's exactly what you're doing. Elana, I love you. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much.